Hello, good morning everyone. Today we're going to have a new lesson about a new spelling lesson, suffixes. Now, what are suffixes? Suffixes are few letters that are added to the base word to change its meaning. They are always the same. When I add it to the end of the word, it changes its meaning. We have the suffix y, ish, hood, and meant. Now, let's see. Rock. The base word here is rock. Now I added the suffix y, it became rocky. So the suffix changed its meaning. Rocky. As you can see here in the picture, this is a rocky road. It's full of rocks. Say the word again, rocky. Now, what's the base word here? Rain. When I added the suffix y, it became rainy, like a rainy day. Bumpy. Bump. The base word here is bump. Like as you can see here in the picture, it's this road is full of bump. So it's a bumpy road. It's a bumpy road. Don't confuse the B with the P. It's bumpy. Bumpy. Bumpy road. Sleepy. Now the base word here is sleep. I added the suffix y so it became sleepy, like sleepy boy or a sleepy girl. You look sleepy. You didn't sleep. So we added the suffix y so it changed now its meaning. Now the word crunchy. The base word here is crunch. Now I added the suffix y to the word crunchy, it become crunchy. Like a crunchy something like it's crispy. Like it makes sounds when you bite it, like when you eat it, it makes sound like the chips or the chicken. This is crunchy. Okay, it makes sound when you eat, like it's something crispy and crunchy. We say this is a crunchy food. Okay. Now we're done with the suffix y. We have the suffix ish. Ish. Now what's the base word here? Fool. I can say you are a fool, for example. When I added the suffix ish, the word fool, it become foolish. So now I can tell stop being foolish, stop being stupid. So foolish here means stupid. Okay, it's a bad word to be used, of course. But foolish here, like the act of someone who's acting stupid or something, we'd say that he is foolish. Okay? Childish. Child is the base word. Now I added the suffix ish to the word child, it became childish. Now, like for example, a boy or a girl is acting like a child. So I can tell him, stop being childish, grow up, you're a big boy, you're not a child. So stop being childish means stop acting like a baby. Say the word again, childish, childish. Now here what's the base word? Self. Self. I added the suffix ish to the word self, it becomes selfish. Someone who is only thinks of his own. Like for example, you want everything for yourself. You want all the sweets for you only. You want all the good things for you only. You don't want to share something, so you are selfish. You like everything to be yourself. You only love yourself. So this is a bad behavior, and it's a bad manner, of course, to be selfish. So I can tell, stop being selfish. We have to share, like for example. Okay, say the word again, selfish. Treatment. The word treat is the base word and meant. Now we're done with the suffix ish. Now we're going to start with the suffix meant. Now, what's a treatment? A treatment, for example, when you go to the doctor and he gives you a treatment, something to help you make you feel better, like sweets or medicine, for example. So, a treatment is a treatment that someone gives you to make you feel better. Okay, so this is your behavior towards something or someone. You act very good when you give some people a good treatment, for example. Movement. Now, what's the base word here? Move. And the suffix meant. So the word is movement. When I always tell you I don't want to see any movement in the class, you have to stay still, you have to sit properly, you don't move. So, movement is the act of moving. Do we move in the class and keep playing and just running and going there and here? No. So, movement is the act of moving. Payment. Payment. The base word here is pay. Now I added the suffix meant to the word pay, it become payment. So payment is the action of paying an amount of money. An amount of money. Like for example, when you are late to pay something, so I can tell you you have a late payment. You have to pay me by the end of the month. Okay? Say the word again, payment. Payment, the money you pay. Shipment. Shipment. Shipment is the action of shipping goods. Like you took it before. Like they are, you can ship goods through boats, through trains, whatever. So this is the goods that they are carried by the ship or the boats or whatever. It's called shipment. Shipment. Something some of you may pay some and may buy something online and the shipment is late. You didn't receive yet your shipment. Okay, the goods that you are paying for. Say the word again. Shipment. Shipment. Neighborhood. Neighbor is the base word. Hood is the suffix. So neighborhood is the same area where your neighbors live. For example, I live in this street, so this is the neighborhood, the area where you and your neighbors live. You can find in your neighborhood a supermarket, a grocery, a bookstore. So this is called a neighborhood, the same area which your neighborhood lives. Okay? Here we have the suffix hood. I added to the base word neighbor, it become neighborhood. Childhood. Child is the base word. Now I added hood, the same suffix. Now child, I added the suffix ish before it was childish, and now I added the suffix hood to the word child. See how many the base word can, how many suffixes I can add to one base word? So childhood. So childhood is the time when you were a child. Like we always take in the biographies, the childhood of James Naismith for Gertrude Ederle. The life of them when they were babies, where they are a child. How did they have a childhood? Was it happy? Was it sad or bad? Like if he lost his mother, for example, he had bad childhood. Like you remember James Naismith and Gertrude Ederle. In each biography, we talk about the childhood of the famous people when they were child. So childhood is the life of, or the time when you were a child. Parenthood. Parent is the base word, and I added the suffix hood. Parents, you know who are the parents? Like your mom and dad, your father and mother. They are the parents. So the state of being a parent. So parenthood is the state of being a parent. Like you, when you are become a mom or a dad, you are having your this is your parenthood. You're living with your child. You're raising a child. So this is parenthood when you have a child. Okay. Now we're done with the lesson suffixes. Now let's start solving the Readers and Writers Notebook, page 365. All of you open page 365. This lizard's skin is smooth. Here we should write the opposite of the underlined word. The opposite only, not the meaning. So what do you think the opposite of the word smooth? Hmm. It's bumpy, because bumpy is not smooth, it's full of bumps. So the best word here is bumpy. Number 2, do you think tomorrow will be sunny? Now what's the opposite of the word sunny here? You can find it from here. We have sunny and rainy. Number 3, I was alert the entire trip. Meaning what alert? I was waking up like you're all like didn't sleep. So you are alert. So what's the opposite of alert? To be sleepy. To not be alert. To not be wake up like you have to sleep. So this is alert. The opposite of alert is sleepy. Number 4, the salesman was generous. Generous likes who's generous? We like to give, to share. He's generous. This boy is generous, for example, he liked to share his food, his sweets, his toys. So he's generous. He liked to give others. So what's the opposite of the word generous? We said it before. It's a bad behavior to be selfish. You want everything only for yourselves. So the opposite of the word selfish is generous. Number 5. There's a lot of stillness in the wasp nest. So stillness, to become still, to not move. So what's the opposite of being still? Hmm. Movement. Yes, because still it doesn't mean that you are staying in a place without any moving. So the opposite of stillness is movement. Our guide seemed wise to me. What's the word, the opposite of the word wise? Wise, like a wise man, you know. You remember when the story we took that that someone wanted a knowledge from wise man because he has lots of knowledge. So what's the opposite of wise? To be to be foolish. To be foolish. Say the word foolish. My brother acts pretty grown up. Grown up, like meaning what grown up? Grown up means he acts like he's a big boy. So what's the opposite of grown up? Someone big is child, child, childish, not childhood, of course. Childish. Dad collected coins throughout his adulthood. So adulthood meaning what? When he was big. Now what's the opposite of being big? Big. Adulthood. The opposite of adulthood is childhood. Because adults mean when you are a big man or a big like that. Now he's a big man. So opposite the opposite of adulthood is childhood. Now question number 9. Jelly with blank peanut butter tastes better. Here we should write the missing words. So jelly with blank peanut butter. What do you think the peanut butter feels like? It should be crunchy. So jelly with crunchy peanut butter tastes better. Question number 10. Anyone would like to get a what of gifts? Anyone would like to get a shipment of gifts. Of course, we all would like to get a shipment of gifts. My blank is the friendliest. My blank is the friendliest. My neighborhood is the friendliest because neighborhood is with your where your parent neighbors live. So here my neighborhood is the friendliest. They like to come, they like to visit, they like to go out, so they are friendliest. Number 13. A blank beach is not much fun. Hmm. If you find something at the beach, it will not be fun. The beach next to the where you go and swim. So beach, a rocky beach is not much fun because if it's full of rocks, how come you'll enjoy the water, the sea? Now there's nothing easy about parenthood because parenthood now you are big, you are grown up, you have kids, you have responsibilities, so it's not easy. Now number 15, the best blank for a cold is to rest. So what do you think the answer here? The best blank for the cold is to rest. The best treatment for a cold is to rest. Treatment, how to treat the cold when you get a fever and you sneeze and you are sick. So the best treatment for a cold is to have some rest. Now we're done with the lesson suffixes. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me. Prepare your question next Zoom period and we will discuss it together. Okay? See you.